In the current market right now, in your day-to-day real estate endeavors, what types of deals are you finding to be the lowest hanging fruit for you? Is it marketing to a certain type of seller? Is it the REO arena? Is it something else? What are your best ways for getting those deals right now?
I think it's evenly spread between private owned sellers and REO properties for me. It's an even spread. So right now I'm doing about 5 to 7 deals a month, and it's pretty even in the numbers of REOs and private owned properties. So I find that by focusing on a little bit of both, you're basically not gonna shoot yourself in the foot, and you'll be able to broaden your horizons. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. That's what I'm trying to say here. So in order to find, REO properties, it's pretty simple, to just find an agent on the MLS, or you can find an agent on Realtor.com, and then from there you can start contacting companies in the area and get in contact with the agents from that point out. I have multiple marketing methods that I use to find private sellers. My main methods are bandit signs and yellow letters, which, if I'm investing outside of my market, I don't hang bandit signs. I strictly use yellow letters, and it works like gangbusters for me.
And just to
That's
clarify, you're in multiple markets. You've got your home market, and then you've got deal partners that you have found that you partner with in other markets. And
right.
so you're saying that in your local market, bandit signs and yellow letters, but in outside markets, you strictly rely on yellow letters right now for marketing to individual sellers.
Right now, and that can change because it really all depends on the market itself. But I find that sending out yellow letters will get the phone ringing more than enough in other markets. So I just dump all of that money into my yellow letter campaigns.
And what's the company you use for your yellow letters again?
It's yellowletterscomplete.com. You can ask for Zach, and he'll be able to, if you tell him that you were listening to Jamel Gibbs call, he'll probably hook you up with a discount. I don't know.
Now Zach's going to be put on the line. Jamel said I would get a discount. Who are you sending the yellow letters to in the arena typically when you tackle a new market? Exactly what seller are you sending these yellow letters to?
Well, I send them to the same type of seller in all markets because for me, it's the best seller. I like absentee owned sellers who they've owned the property for a minimum of 15 years, which means that they have some type of equity in the property or the property is paid off. I also like to, I prefer out of state, but sometimes that kind of shortens the list up. So I'll just do out of the area. Okay, so it's absentee owned, and Zach can actually run these numbers. I like houses that were built after 1940 because they're going to need less work. They're not going to need to be rebuilt, basically. Okay, and in most cases, houses that were built after 1940, the owner owned the property for at least 15 years, and they're an absentee owner. Okay. The reason why I like absentee JP is because it falls under a lot of different categories. So you could find fire damaged properties, probates, you could find, code violated properties. All of these types of properties fall under one tree, which is absentee owned. Now you can also segment these properties by, let's say you wanted fire damaged properties, you could go to the firehouse in your area and ask for a list. And in some cases, there's a website, like in my area, there's a website where I can actually go on and see what the most up to date fire damage properties were, and I can just say,
Really?
yeah, I can actually do that in my area. I know that a student of mine is actually doing that in Florida as well. She was the one who actually introduced me to the site in my area a few months back. So it was it's kind of funny. Like if you know a little bit, you could Google anything. Okay,
I
seriously.
tried years ago to try and tap into fire damaged properties because I flipped one and made a nice little chunk of change that just kind of fell in my lap. And I thought, man, I want to tap into this and really focus on these fire damaged properties because you've got a homeowner who is going to get a big insurance check, right?
Yep, yep.
And so they're just going to liquidate the property for whatever they can get. So I tried to find out if there's some kind of list or website. Now, this was a number of years ago, and there was nothing. And I even went to the local firehouse and said, "How can I find out?" And the best advice they could give me was to listen to the scanner, which was
Yeah.
not going to happen.
Well, technology has definitely changed. I'll tell you that. I'm not sure how long ago that was, but I know that they're listing this stuff on websites now, which is pretty cool.
What would you suggest searching to try and find that for a local area? What keyword phrases would you?
I'm guessing something like fire department in whatever city you live in, fire departments in that area, and just search on the main fire department website and see if they have a link for like properties or recent fires or something like that. Updated news or something like that.
Oh yeah, okay. Common sense works every time.
Yep.
Okay, so just to clarify on yellow letters, did I hear you say that you don't buy the list of absentee owners from RealQuest or something? You actually get it from the yellow letter supplier
Yeah,
at the.
they supply the leads, they get the letters done for you, and they mail it if you choose them to. But I personally, I have a bulk mail account, so I have them send the letters to me. Then I'll have someone put my bulk mail stamps on it. It saves me several $100s doing it that way. So,
A lot of people would say stay away from bulk mail when you're doing direct mail, but the fact that you're doing a
well,
yellow letter offsets the bulk mail stamp.
well, what I do is I don't use a bulk mail stamp. I'll give you a little sneaky trick. Basically, what I do is I use pre-canceled stamps, so it looks and feels like a real stamp, but it's actually a bulk stamp that I'm actually using. So I'm actually looking at a roll of them right now, where I'll have someone actually stamp a stamp on a letter. It's a pre-canceled stamp. They're 10-cent stamps. Okay, you don't necessarily need a bulk mail account, by the way. If you go to your main post office, ask him if you can get a pre-canceled stamp license or a permit, and that's all you really need to send out the pre-canceled stamp letters and get the bulk mail rates.
Oh, that's a fantastic tip. So, what do you think, just off the top of your head, about what does it cost you to get the letters printed, to get the list, and to pay for the postage?
Well, the letter and everything itself. Now, I'm not saying that your pricing may be a little different than mine, but I'm paying about 89 cents for the letter to be written, stuffed, and sent over to me, and then the bulk mail stamp cost me 10 cents, so it brings me up to 99 cents. But then what I do is I pay the difference when I bring the bulk package to the main post office. I'm paying the difference between 10 cents, and for the average letter that's now it's about 25 cents, because again I'm getting a bulk mail rate. Okay, so I'm paying an extra 15 cents, so about $1.15, $1.14 if you had to add it all up.
Are you also paying someone to actually do any of that legwork, or are you doing that yourself?
What do you mean, the to run to the post office?
Yeah, I guess the yellow letter service is doing all of the printing and the folding and the stuffing. You're just applying the bulk stamps to the letters and then driving them to the post office, right?
Yeah, I'll drive them to the post office if it's in my area. But if it's not in my area, I'll just, I have a partner. Now you can always hire somebody to do that for you. You can pay someone $10 and they'll do it, plus some gas money or something like that.
And what kind of response rate did you say you're getting from your yellow letters on average?
Oh, forget about it, 20 to 30%. So if I send out 100 letters today, I'm gonna get a minimum of 20 phone calls easily.
That's outstanding. Outstanding response.
I can actually share my yellow letter with you if you want.
Yeah, just email it to me, and I will. I'll attach it. I'll attach it to this. Thanks.